Hello and welcome back to Heart of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 13 and the Japan campaign. And where we left off, we were, well, kicking things into gear, I think is the nicest way of putting it. We are a little bit in advance of that because, to be honest with you, you've not really missed a great deal from the last episode. I've been doing a little bit of a reorganization of a few little things. We've been pushing up into kind of India and starting to run into some actual British troops. Right now, there's a bit of a kind of back and forth going on this river position, which, to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to, one way or the other. I don't think the Iranians have got the strength to push over. So as long as they can tie down some forces, then we can do the majority of the heavy lifting. But the reason I've come back on now is because we've got all of our units and things together and ready to go to make a push on New Zealand. So I've moved some forces over, and we've also got our landing forces ready to go as well. So, yeah, we are going to launch our invasion. So, he says. And yeah, we'll do something like that. Now, I don't know how well this will go. That initial landing penalty might be a little bit tough, but we can make that work. Okay, and we've got a little fleet here with just a passenger liner, so nothing to be concerned about there. And then we'll move you over to there, and then support an attack here. And we've got our next landing fleet making its way over as well. Okay, so we did lose a battle there at Kelmano, which is not very good. And we are finally winning that one. And I don't think semi-motorized infantry are going to be particularly helpful in this endeavor, in a defensive battle like this. So yeah, doing a little bit of bombing. Carriers are making their way back around as well. And that is very slow. You know what, we'll just do that and lend a hand. Okay, and yet another fleet battle. Very small engagement. Yeah, more transport ships. Don't think a transport ship fleet is really the best thing to land with, to be honest with you. Move on Blenheim. You can move on Nelson. Yeah, we'll do that. That looks good. And we can just close out a few little bits over here. Got a single militia unit. Okay, we'll move on Westport. And then, yeah, that opens up the opportunities elsewhere. And some good level defense here going on. Like, a real attempt. And 23% is not too bad, like, to open with. Hopefully we can quite easily get the rest of this sorted. Yeah, like... Yeah. Invagil. What a good name. Okay, and that was a big battle to win, it must be said. And they don't have any reserves behind that, so there might be a little bit of an opportunity to do a little bit of an encirclement. And that would be ideal. Right, there we go. We've got the extra bit of leadership there. Okay, and it is purely that semi-motorized division that we've got to be worried about. And to be fair, that is a pretty powerful unit. It's holding out fairly well against what is a very experienced unit setup. Oh, and there is a little bit of a counter-attack happening over here. Oh, the 3rd Australian Division. A bit of a back and forth. Oh. And yet more American bases in Australia. No, no, no. Not allowed. That'll be our next job. Cleaning that out. And it'd be great if we could get an airbase sorted. I mean, we could use our ground support craft, to be fair, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. And yeah, it's not even a full unit. It's actually got lower organization now than some of the other stuff. come on. Hurry on up. And yes, the great militia spam is expanding. Okay, so I feel fairly secure now in our position over here. We're probably a little bit underexposed in this part of the world, but that is what it is, I'm afraid. Okay, and yeah, we're gonna move them back. And we can definitely punch through that single infantry division. Okay, and our weight of forces is starting to work out over there. When they're down to 1, they will very quickly fall. Apparently we're doing a naval landing with a mechanized breakthrough. It's interesting. Not sure how that works, to be honest. Okay, so we've lost that battle. That's okay. Because we've got victories elsewhere. Right, small arms. Okay, at 44. Very good. Commerce defense at 43. Take that away and put a little bit more into officers for a moment. We do have a pretty strong officer ratio currently. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, we really want to move on up here quite, like, nicely. Just that Indian Armoured Brigade that we need to be a little bit concerned about, I think. You know what? I give credit for stubborn defense, and that's what that's been over there. I mean, you know, a 10% casualty amount, probably on average around 5%, is nothing to be sniffed at. And yeah, you know what? We can give you some rares. We're very green on that. And yeah, this is very slow going. No, a level 4 commander is pretty good. Okay, 1. Lovely. Okay. Let's rebase you to here. It's a relatively decently sized port. We'll move up our air force. We'll start with the light bombers. And then, yeah, let's rebase you down to here. Alright, that will clear that out. And how are we looking now? Already at 61.4. Good. Okay. Happy days. So we've got you all in place. Now the question will be, where do we island hop to next? Let's do a bit of ground attack there, and then 36, 37, so we'll move you out. And yeah, move on Auckland. Yeah, everything else is only worth 1, so we're just gonna island hop this. Auckland and Keitai, yeah, we'll do that. And then make a little push there. That's what we like to see. Okay, and air power is really starting to turn the tide on that one. Speaking of air power, actually, yeah, I need to repurpose you for ground attack missions over there. And the same thing with you. And same thing with you. And that is well and truly in our favor now. I reckon they will break soon. We'll move you like that. We're going to start with Greymouth, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and that's just like an army group level command. We'll easily break that. They're not going to have very good strength. And I wonder where the capital will move to next. Well, one place it isn't is... okay, it went to Christchurch. Okay. Interesting. And they're at 69%. Yeah, it's just weird. Which is a little bit weird. And they'll be free again in 20 hours to do what they need to do. Really? We could send these guys back to just go deal with that. There's probably no harm in it. Okay, so destroyers versus transport ships. That's an easy win. Come on, break them. One absolutely crazy amount of stubbornness going on here from this unit. Right, there we go. We've won the battle at Silchar. We can move that up as a result. We can move you into there. You can go like that. Okay, and we're closing in on Impal. And they do actually have some units there. Right, so they're going to take... that's frustrating. It's annoying that they took back Fiji. Right, come on, you're nearly there. Like, seriously. And who would have thought that Blenheim would have been a much harder nut to crack than the capital? That is interesting. Yeah, let's take out that HQ. There we go, we managed to capture their fleet. It's not going to work out great for them. Okay, and who's the better commander? Level 5, level 4. We'll take the level 5 guy. And we will invade right at the top. just Gisborne and Wang Nui. And we've already got a puppet war goal against them, so that's good. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Big oof. Right, and we'll do a bit of air superiority. Oh, nothing there, that's good. Okay, we've got good air superiority missions up and running. Right, and then once you're freed up, we're going to pick up those infantry and we're going to kick off an attack towards the south. Yeah, this has been a battle. Right, yeah. And let's bring you back to your home base. And then, yeah, we'll make a move there. We're not going to go after that one. I think we'll have gotten ourselves fairly nicely organized. Small warship search radar. That can come off for a minute and just funnel a little bit more into officers. We are doing 92 a day, so that's pretty good. There we go. Okay, good. Right, and we can move you there. We'll take the light bombers, and we'll start doing a little bit of a ground attack over there. And then we'll move you down. And get ourselves into a good position. Okay, and some more submarines. Like, the damage is working out good. Okay, so the majority of their forces look like they're in the north. We could target now these two. They're at 84.3, so that might be enough in of itself, to be honest with you. If we take Gisborne, Invercargill, and Dunedin, that might do the job. Energy and Marilac. Ah, okay. Is that up in? Oh yeah, it's up here. Okay, that's good. And let's cut that one off before it moves. Okay, and you know what? We're going to move you back to one of the islands over here while we launch the next level of the invasion. We're going to grab a sight line down there. And then we're going to take the better part of 4 units and throw them over in this direction. And we are suffering a little bit from crude shortages, to be fair. I'm very intrigued about how this is going to go. It's either going to go really good, or it's going to go really bad. There's going to be no in-between. Okay, and those are some of our infantry techs that we're finishing up. And you know what, we will do heavy artillery emplacements. That is a worthwhile thing to move on to immediately. Okay, and then let's take you and launch an invasion towards Gisborne. And this might be very minimally defended. Aha! There we go. Finishing up what's left of the rebellion over there. And a little bit of a fun little AI, like not maybe putting the right priorities in place going on. Okay, and we're just landing immediately, so that's good. At least all of our units have their amphibious landing equipment good to go out of the box. And then we can make a move on Invercargill. So 91.9, and you're moving into there quite nicely. Right, let's take both of you, and then just immediately do an invasion next to it. Ah, carrier task force, okay. So that gives us a lot of extra bonuses, which is really good. Both of those, and there we go. Okay, 99.6. Ugh, so close. So yeah, it's just that one location, but that's okay. We can do that. So, and then like I say, we've got options for Australia and how we would want to do that. I think logically it makes sense to go for Brisbane, Newcastle, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, maybe Adelaide, like this area of the country. You know, we could also take a couple of islands around here. I mean, it's going to be taking all of, like, Papua New Guinea that's going to be really important. Alright, there we go. Move them in. And then this will be the end of it. And I'm leaving them with a pretty decently sized military. I haven't completely crippled them. So, that's good. And then, yeah, I'm going to need to have a little think about how we go about Australia. They want to build a light cruiser. Okay, so we're getting there now. Okay, and our reinforcements are starting to make their way up as well. Right, let's do a bit of ground attack over there and try and help. Okay, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And you can do a bit of ground attack over there. Okay, and there goes New Zealand. Now a puppet. Move them around like that. Get them all back into location. So yeah, what have we got? So I didn't sink their entire navy, and in fact they've got a couple of surface units still, so that is good. I didn't completely hamstring them. Having New Zealand on side is quite helpful as well, because it will free up a little bit of room on some of these islands and the like. A little bit more neutral. So Lord Howe Island we want to grab, along with, yeah, over here. There's a couple of islands over here that we'll want to deal with, and I'm thinking we could launch the attack on, like, New Guinean things next. So, Guadalcanal. Yeah, all of this is going to be something we want to grab. And then we've got, like, Rabaul. Yeah, these are well-known places. And it makes me very happy that we've got New Zealand. That's, like, positive from a standpoint of building ourselves up a little bit. Hopefully we'll get the co-prosperity sphere event soon. Okay, so extra supplies. That's all good. And I'm going to put speed up just a tiny bit, just while we're organizing. I would love to finish up the capture of Borneo, to be honest. Like, it's been slow going. Okay, and Military rations, production. And you know what? We'll do political integrations, no harm. Getting that running. And it's good we defended. We got another little area now to use as a launch point to deal with Australia. I could have sworn, though... Okay, so we need 3 of them, I think, to get it to kick in. But that's okay. We can do that. It's probably been my major mistake in this campaign, was not doing that particularly well. Okay, so you can land. Yeah, once you're at the right level. And oh, more frigates. Replace some of our losses. Okay, and we do still have a pretty decent amount of convoys. Like, you've done a good job of kind of defending that accurately. We know that the British are operating mainly in this island area here, so if we can go deal with that, that would be good. We've got Pacific Steamroller, I think, already. So Pacific Conqueror. So that gives us pretty decent uplifts. It would be even better if we could get it to like the next level. That's okay. And, oh, a new British battleship. They do love a good battleship. Okay, and we will pay, we'll nationalize, and, yeah, we can expand a heavy industry there. That's Fukushima. Which I think... Where is that, actually? God, am I being really thick? Yes, it would not be the first time. Okay, yeah. So we do probably want to build that up a little bit. Right, okay. Do I need more HQs? I would say no, and we can take the officers. Let's do the training centers. We lost mass livestock. Yes, because the Soviets are doing disgusting things to Germany. X-rated. Okay, and I think I'm going to call it an episode here. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I look forward to seeing the next episode of Hearts of Iron 3. Thanks again. Bye-bye.